I was really nervous.
This is the first time I've done this.
RJ Working is a community interest company based in Cornwall, and this is the story of their collaboration with AvatarJo, at the time known by the founding company name ActorBank.
This process has a way of appealing to the best part of ourselves.
Wow. Oh, great, thank you. That, how neighbourly is that?
Okay, we'll stop it there.
RJ Working is set up specifically to develop expertise about restorative justice and restorative practice, and to raise awareness to potentially enable people to access this kind of service. We're members of the Restorative Justice Council, which is the national body that monitors quality, and we have earned their quality marks both for our training delivery and for our service delivery. Restorative justice is achieved through a process of safe, supported, voluntary communication between the person harmed in a crime or conflict and the person who caused the harm, for the purpose of repair and recovery.
Despite there being significant evidence showing the benefits they can bring, the number of restorative justice meetings taking place in the UK remains lower than hoped.
Making the offer to those who have been harmed or the harmer to participate in an RJ conference is one of the first steps, but one of the most important.
Training of these ways of working have evolved, kind of assuming that the offer could be made well, and not recognising the skills that need to be practised and rehearsed in order to make that offer well.
Having done the RJ Working training myself, I could see that there was a space where practising with actors might really fit into the training. To build confidence, to feel more at ease with the lingo that goes with restorative justice, and yet just to practice before, so that the first time they have those conversations in real life, they're really prepared for them, and hopefully there'll be more of an uptake for restorative justice.
What we do is we enable people to practice challenging conversations.
RJ Working trialled the use of video sessions with AvatarJo actors as part of their training.
So this was allowing me to, in my own environment at home, be myself or be a facilitator to try and just put into practice what I was taught.
Clients can attend sessions either on a one-to-one basis, or they can book an actor for 2 or 3 or 4 hours or a whole day at a time and have colleagues attend one after the other, or work with the actor as a group.
Right on Red Roof is a community group to facilitate people that come to the group to make the changes that they want to see happen in the community.
How do you guys feel about working with actors to practice scenarios of conflict?
Terrifies the hell out of me.
I wasn't looking forward to it, if I'm perfectly honest.
I'm a little bit nervous.
It was something entirely new, completely out of my comfort zone.
Video sessions with actors. Nervous.
I'm a bit anxious about doing this.
It's like role playing. I don't like doing that.
I was quite resistant to the idea. I didn't see how it was going to benefit me.
Yeah, give it a go.
The amazing actors really did put me at ease.
As you know, it's purely a chance for you to practice. It's a very safe space, so it doesn't matter if things don't quite go according to plan. It's a chance to learn and to try things out.
You have a chat about the scenario with the actor.
You've got these two neighbours that lock heads over a parking space.
You're dealing with quite an aggressive employee.
Have I reluctantly come along to meet you, do you feel? Or
I feel that you have, yeah. I mean, personally, I think that it will be hard to engage this person.
And you talk about how you're going to go through the session, which is really grounding.
In order for you to kind of get the most out of this and being prepared, would you say me being quite challenging, would that help?
You could just put your hand up.
Okay.
And stop me, and I'll come out of character.
I had 3 different actors.
I can't have her around at the moment because she's just destructive, vindictive.
Every situation, even though it was the same scenario, we kind of came up with a different outcome and explored different avenues. Is it worth considering how Debbie's feeling at the moment?
I don't give a shit how she's feeling, to be honest.
And one actor I had, she actually did cry. You could see these little tears, so it's very authentic.
I just feel really stupid and embarrassed because I don't want to cry in front of someone.
I don't ever feel stupid.
When you actually practice a scenario, you're gaining so much more because you're going through everything that could go wrong. You're really cementing things in your head, you're really learning the language, particularly of restorative approaches.
Do you know a lot about restorative practice? Because it isn't about throwing the blame at each other.
What we try and do is to work towards a meeting between the two parties so they can both explain their points of view.
I'm not expecting you to have a meeting with us straight away. Obviously, it's something to maybe work towards in the future.
It would be in a neutral space, and I would be there.
It might sound vulnerable, but when people do this, they can connect on a different level, and it's amazing the response that can get from the party that's done the harm.
Practicing with actors is great because they will always bring something different to the table.
So I go knock on the door to ask her to move the car, and she's going, I can't do it. And anyway, I'm allowed to park there. Slam, door in my face.
They will always bring something unexpected, which is, of course, what happens in real life.
Come back to me with some solid evidence.
You're learning how to deal with that curveball that the conversation may throw in, and that's invaluable.
Until that moment happens, I don't have time for this. All right? So thank you very much for your time, and thank you for wasting mine. Goodbye. Okay, we'll stop it there. That was a bit full on, obviously.
Damn. Yeah, but that was brilliant.
Realistic?
That is exactly what I am not prepared for, and that's exactly what may well happen.
You really do kind of get into the moment, don't you?
You believe what's going on. It was good.
Because this is just practice, you know, otherwise if you're in a real conference, this is real, you know, real life and real people. So I think just the ability and the opportunity to just be able to fluff things up and get it wrong, but know that it'll actually still be okay and that people's lives aren't being affected.
Do you want to stop? That was fantastic. You're doing so well.
All the actors that I've worked with were really friendly. One of the best things about it was receiving feedback.
You smiled, you nodded a lot, your tone of voice was very warm.
Very importantly, our actors never give advice. All our actors do is provide feedback on how it was to experience this conversation from that character's perspective.
You said, well, we don't have to be in a room. You know, we can video, we can do the letters, or we can have a messenger. So that really gave my character the feeling they had choices.
When I said, look, if I decide not to do this conversation, that's it, isn't it? It's all over. And you looked at me in the eye and you said, but would it all be over? And that was just like, wow.
When you were just being straight with me, it felt more adult somehow between us. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Nobody said anything bad. They just gave tips on things I could try and do.
You know, when you have that feeling of, what about me? What about me?
Yeah. They also told me what I'd done well, which was really good to hear.
I love how you wrapped things up at the end.
That gave me confidence to know I actually had competency.
And then you said the next session will be about this, which I really liked because there was that I knew we were making progress.
She said I made her feel at ease. She felt like I was listening to her, and yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, really brilliant. Well done, Claire. That's fantastic.
It's very much a human-to-human experience. We all want to know how we come across, and we all want to know when it's not working. And the actor helps you become self-aware and build the confidence to get the outcomes that you want.
I was totally on board with the conference at this point, because in the last session I was still a bit iffy.
I did definitely come to a point where I felt open to the process.
When the RJ working trainees were asked to sum up their experience of practicing with actors, words like empowering, safe, motivating and enlightening were used.
It's been positive for the group because everybody's had a chance to go back and discuss it between themselves.
We're all worried about not remained calm, and they all remained so calm.
Every session is recorded confidentially to be used or shared as the client wishes.
Claire has already asked if she can see her video and if she can sit down with me and we can go through it together, which is really positive.
I think it's something that I could take into everyday life and situations that we find ourselves in.
The scenario was quite a personal one, and the experience that I had with the actor, I basically just duplicated that with an excellent result.
From initially being nervous about practicing with actors, I would do it again as much as I possibly can.
It's definitely worth doing, I think, and it does give you that confidence and the opportunity to practice.
Certainly working with the actors has enabled us to focus on training people to make that offer well.
We're so thrilled with how this collaboration has gone. It's been an absolute success, more than we could have imagined. We've won an award. We won the Cutting Edge category at the National Restorative Justice Awards, which is amazing, and also this Practicing with Actors service is now going to be a definite part of the RJ working training, so we're really pleased.